Hi, my name is Zara Woolf and I'm the writer, director and editor for Red Velvet.
Pretentious twat.
He's one of the most talented.
What? Actors of our generation.
Hi, I'm Scarlett Taylor and I'm playing Emily Conte in Red Velvet.
I'm Rafi and I'm playing Jacob King.
I'm Priyani and I'm the assistant director.
Yeah, the co-director, but realistically it's not a director. Then we have Scarlett, more like Emily.
A lot of people did send us in some questions, so we wanted to address those, talk a bit about the film, etc.
We all want to align more, obviously, with her in this scene. Can we make it a little bit? Actually, I quite like it. Can we make it any lighter?
This film is kind of very youthful. You know, it's about like young love, that kind of thing. I wanted something kind of sweet as well. Yes, that's good. Okay, bunch together even more. Are you ready to? I don't want to sound like a DJ. You ready to make some noise? Right, already. Like, let's go.
And this is directed towards you two. When you knew you got the job, how did you prepare for your roles?
First thing was Zara told me as soon as I got this role that I have to portray an American accent.
I told you that before you auditioned.
You didn't.
What?
No, you didn't.
Really?
Yeah, I remember I did the audition with an English accent, and after that you were like, "Oh, you know it's meant to be American," and I was like, which I found the most difficult part because I was concentrating on American accent and also the acting, so it's like I had to try to put it together. But I think the process was just, you know, listening to a lot of Americans. So I watched a lot of American TV shows, films, and kind of, you know, picked up on it. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to tell us what's going on.
In between takes, he kind of just speaks in the accent, and I think like you just have embodied it so well by this point, honestly.
It's like your mannerisms change when you pick up the accent as well. You just become an American.
I think that's really great because it helps get you into character as well.
Camera rolling. That's perfect.
Scene 10, take 6.
So before I say action, let's have a look at what happens when he looks at Lydia. So Lydia, if you just stand here, yeah, okay, and say your line to Lydia.
No, I've
Are you looking at Lydia?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Fantastic. Okay, let's do it. And action.
You need help with your homework, don't you?
No, I've done all my homework.
Oh, whoa, okay.
There is one tiny thing, actually.
Cat. Yeah, I mean, I prepared for it by just trying to find like little parts of me in the character, which I found quite hard at first. And then I was like, wait, I'm a teenager. I love Douglas Booth, and I just like imagined Rafi was Douglas Booth whenever I do anything. But yeah, I think I just like tried to tap into things I related to. Hello.
Where are you and what are you doing?
I'm out with Jacob.
Parents' evening.
I've just forgot my parents' evening.
During filming, what was your favourite scene to film and why?
I enjoyed filming in the hotel. That was super fun. Staying in the Strand Palace Hotel, that was so fun. I stayed there for 2 nights because I was like, yeah, filming here so I can.
I think for me it was the first couple of days of filming when we were actually all meeting each other for the first time, and there was this excitable energy and buzz about everyone wanting to do well, but also it was the start of filming because also we'd been speaking for a number of weeks beforehand. I know, and then it was like, okay, we're actually doing this now.
Yeah.
Like it was you know, so many weeks building up to that lead up of that, you know, weekend, and then we were there. So I think that was my particular favorite days to film.
Okay, so you got a call at 2. Then we had to leave here at 2:15 and get straight in the car, so that's no selfies, no autographs.
What was your favourite costume to wear? Or any particular styles that you would probably take for your own?
Oh, the hat.
That's quite a lot.
It's the hat. You'll notice it.
Yes.
I'm not a student here.
And this is not maybe not such a nice question to answer, but what was the most challenging scene to film and why? For me, I think it was more the logistics behind going behind the scenes
Yeah.
and trying to capture. Most of the time I'm standing like really up close, like to a wall or something, trying to look at my feet or like my arms or something in it. So it's just like those sorts of things.
I have some difficult ones.
Yeah, wait, do you want to come into the...
No, should I just move the microphone closer to my mouth?
Yeah. So wait, this is you introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, I'm Javi, the sound guy.
He's down there.
I had a few days where I had to lie on the floor outside your house to get there, like kind of intimate. Oh, I won't say too much.
Well, to get there,
yeah. And then there was also some moments where I had to like get the mark, then run round and climb into a car.
Oh yeah.
And then lie on the floor of the car.
Yeah, lots of moments like that.
Yeah.
There was one today where Zara like was stood right here and went, "Can you see me?"
So then you are going to be asking the question to Loxie. You're not going to be on camera, but you're just going to be asking it.
Right, camera rolling.
Sound rolling.
Scene 15, take 1. And action.
The next question is, have you been on a film set before and how was your experience?
Haven't been on a film set before, so it was a nice experience, new experience, and it's different. It's way different to theatre, which I've been doing theatre before, and from me doing theatre to being in front of the camera, it's like.
What are the key differences that you've sort of picked up from?
Well, I don't really think about being like bigger than myself, as in bigger than the character.
Yeah.
In terms of like physical movements, levels, and all of that. It was more like I have to be a naturalistic actor, so I had to portray this character on lighter terms rather than having to, for example, in theatre you play a character and you have to really project all of that. Especially because there's no audience. Of course, there's the crew members, but I don't really feel like there's an audience there apart from the people who are being filmed with me.
Yeah, and also a difference I've noticed just from theatre and film is that with theatre you have just that one chance to say that line, so you've got to really go for it.
Yeah.
I think the first 2 days of filming, I felt like that was the most pressure for me because I was like, I don't know what to expect, I don't know what to do, because I can't see myself act, or like, obviously when you're doing theatre it's different, but like
You
it's
have
just
the
like,
audience reaction.
Yeah, exactly, the reactions, and when there's no reaction I feel like, have I done wrong? What have I done? But no, it was a brilliant experience and I hope to do it more in the future.
Well, yeah, it's my first time like acting. I think on a film. It's like being on a professional film set is new to me because I've only done like little projects here and there.
One question is more directed to you, Zara. Is that as a director, how did you put this production together during a pandemic, and how long did it take to prepare before shooting?
Well, I think I briefly touched on it before. We were supposed to be filming it in April, and my life fell apart when I couldn't, and I had to wait like months and months. And then we did it in September, so that was a huge thing. During the pandemic, lots of rehearsals and meetings and stuff were on Zoom, which was actually, it was quite good, it's quite easy.
And there was just additional factors we had to think about in terms of social distancing, everyone having to wear masks, taking temperatures if necessary. Was it difficult to write and direct a film?
I think no, because it was my own work and I just had such a clear vision for it that it actually made it really nice to go on it. However, I took on a lot because I produced the whole thing as well. I had so much help from Priyani, and I literally couldn't have done it without her, because I would literally call her on the phone and say like, oh, this has happened, like this is a problem, like we need to sort it out, and she would just literally just help me talk it all out, and within 10 minutes the problem would have been resolved because she was just so incredibly attentive and just full of wisdom and great ideas. I got a lot of writing help from my dad actually. He was very helpful. He's actually a published playwright, and his name is James Woolf. You can look him up, you can go to his website, wolf.biz. Yes, my dad is a great writer and he helped with that. So
this question is more directly to you, too. As both of you are still students, how did you balance your study commitments and filming? Or is that even a thing? Okay, we'll move on. Answer this one then. young aspiring actors yourselves, what are some lessons learned and advice or tips you would give to other aspiring young actors, like from what your experience has given you so far?
I've got a few pieces of advice after they give.
I think not like being worried about being vulnerable or like everyone looking at you, because everyone is looking at you. You're literally like in a film, like everyone's looking. So like just don't think about that firstly, and then also don't worry about being vulnerable, because even if like in your day-to-day life you don't really like get like that, then you're not you, you're the character. So yeah, just don't be embarrassed about opening yourself up.
I think that's perfectly true. I'm new to the experience, so I don't really have like any known advice, but I feel like you just have to be yourself. Like obviously the character, but just make sure
Be yourself on screen, do you mean, or when you're going for parts?
be yourself when you're going for parts. Because I feel like the director wants to know not only that you can act, but also who you are.
If you want to be an actor, if you want to be in the film, in the creative industry, you need to be getting yourself to any networking opportunity that you possibly can and meeting people in the industry. That's the BFI have great film networking events for young people. Being in this youth theatre in central London is really great because there's so many people that have good connections.
What piece of advice would you give yourself, knowing what you know now about creating film? So having gone through this experience, what advice would you give your sort of yourself as if you were making this film, like you were telling yourself?
Oh my god, that's a really interesting question. Try not to stress because Priyani will help. No,
it's true.
Steven Spielberg told me this, not in person, but I watched his documentary. There are times when you're going to feel like you have absolutely no idea what you're doing and that everything's going terribly, and the worst possible thing that you could do is to let everyone know that. So you've got to pretend like you know exactly the in and outs and you know everything that's going on and you're totally in control the whole time, even when you don't feel like you are. So there.
What's the fake it till you make it?
Don't say, oh, I kind of want to be an actor. I am an actor. Like, do you know what I mean?
I am an actor.
Yeah, I am a filmmaker, and yeah.